Morioh-Cho Radio. We love Morioh-Cho.
We're live now. Welcome to Morioh-Cho Radio. Morioh-Cho Radio. Let's talk about some Jojolion, Joe. This one snuck up on us, and I think that was the best part. I realized it was the 17th. I was like, Joe, we've been lax.
I've been focused on the new Warhammer DLC that comes out this week, so I didn't even register in my mind that the 19th was between the announcement and those days and that day.
I've been focusing on just how this quarantine keeps on going. My mind is going.
Yeah.
I'm at my wit's end here, and One Piece is not as frequent these days, so just dark times ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's talk about the episode. So, we're trying something new this time. We're going to be recording as we talk, which means it'll be really easy for me to add in certain panels and pages. And I hope we shouldn't get claimed for that, right? I don't know how the wax.
As long as you're not showing the entire chapter, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. I'm going to put the usual, thumbnail instead of the recording most of the time, but I'll probably crop out some images. Depends how much longer it makes editing, because goodness, I did not sign up to be a real ass YouTube editor. All right, so this episode starts with that meme where it's like, no, you can't do this, you just can't do it. You can't attack the head doctor. Speaking go brr. So Jobin, first of all, Jobin looks great here in this cover page, but yeah, he immediately attacks where the head doctor should have been.
Yeah.
And this was a weird page. It's just one page, half a page. Was that that was weird when I was reading it.
It's weird.
But then we got normal pages. So turns out he punched a little air canister that blows up. And
okay.
At first, it's like, okay, it blew up and he blocked it. Jobin's a boss. Mitsuba starts talking about how all this bad calamity stuff must have been happening ever since they went to Wu Tomoki's. And you know what? I did notice that, her and then our four good guys.
Oh, that's right. Because the thing with the gate and everything.
Yeah, that all happened around the same time. So Araki really has been setting that one up.
Yeah.
She surmises that they must also be getting attacked because they were there around that time. Jobin does confirm that he can't see the head doctor while it's attacking him here.
Okay, so yeah.
But I really he goes into this whole spiel about just kind of loving her without knowing why.
It's also he goes into this whole spiel about the whole pattern that we have all loving you, having a child with you. I love everything about that, and I don't want to change any of that I don't want anything to come to harm that.
I really like his usage of the word. There's no reason to assign a sequence to it, but the sequence is precious. Because you're here, I have Tsurugi, and because Tsurugi's here, you're here, and etc. There's nowhere to pinpoint where all this love starts, but it means a lot to Jobin anyways. Which, boy, you know what? Maybe not main villain. I still think main villain. But, Araki's really doing something special with Jobin here.
Yeah. So this panel where he's turning around, walking away, I think if you take out all the text here, I think it's just a funny looking panel because there's the room is a wreck and he's just walking around with this plant.
Yeah. But also, just this plant in general is funny. And I have some theories about it. But, I was going to say something else. And it escaped me. Just like the head doctor.
Oh.
So he's looking at the footage, and then we see freaking Toru from a distance. He notices he's out there.
Yeah.
Toru confirmed to be sketchy. Araki has very much foreshadowed it and even rubbed it in our faces a little bit. But this is the official, because he's just out there vibing. And then
Yeah.
suddenly Jobin is just bleeding profusely.
Uh-huh.
And this looks rough. Like, I don't know how to mince words here. Like, my boy is getting it rough right now.
Yeah. Blood
Uh,
fountain.
and just absolute blood everywhere. And as it turns out, so some people pointed that out to me, that the reason why this happened. So first of all, the little uh, air canister straw, I don't, the little pipe that's
Yeah.
usually in those canisters, lodged into his lung, and
Mm-hmm.
then carrying around the potted plant pushed it in further, and then also I think just general calamity shit
Oh yeah.
leads to what could be Jobin's death. Like,
Maybe. Like,
people have survived a lot in Jojolion, but I think this is like the most. Look at all this foot. Like, this is horrifying.
this is horrifying.
This is Araki's on fire with the body horror. This part, you gotta love it. Um, and our big ol' oh god, and then as he falls, it gets driven even deeper in there. There's just blood everywhere. The fact that he's yelling out for Tsurugi and Mitsuba as he goes down
Uh-huh.
is pretty sad, man.
And then he throws it into the garage. Is that where that is? Or is that
It looks like he's dropping it, not throwing it.
But like look how far yeah, but it's rolling into that room.
I think my big theory here is that because there's a fruit, that's how Jobin could survive this. Oh,
Mhm.
wait, if that's the garage, that's where Yasuo's crawling.
Yeah.
And that does look like the garage because we can see little canisters. Like, that reminds it reminds me of the ozone layer fight.
Mm-hmm.
Or ozone baby, rather.
So once again, fucking oh god, Jobin is now nearly dead, and then there's Norosuke who's almost nearly dead.
Yasuo's almost nearly dead.
Dead.
And Tsurugi is dying.
Yeah.
However, all the other Higashikatas are fine here. So, I mean,
Yeah. And then Tsurugi should be fine in the next 3 hours.
2 hours and 11 minutes to be exact.
Yeah.
As we find out at the end of the chapter. So, with the other Higashikatas being alive, like, I guess this isn't as dire. One of them could pick up the pot and heal Jobin, but with Yasuo and potentially, what's his name, Toru, right outside because she's crawling into this garage and Toru's watching that from a distance. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Things are like real fucked right now.
There might, yeah.
Like Yasuo's lost an arm. Norosuke's lost an arm.
Yeah, there's
Jobin's
that.
blood fountain.
Yeah. So some people are like, because Jobin is so likable, people really don't see him as a main villain. It's like, why? I don't think Araki would make us want to root for the main villain. But despite Araki not really wanting to do that with Kira, a lot of people cheer for Kira at certain points of the story. Like, I certainly do. And Jojolion seems to kind of be doing things at like the beat of its own drum. So I don't know. I think he's really trying to make this sympathetic, not fully evil, but also as a result not fully threatening villain.
I think Araki in this arc has really wanted you to feel like because in Still Run previously, like you kind of understand Valentine's plot and you can go like, yeah, okay, I understand where you're coming from, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And I feel like in Jojolion, he really wants to convey this idea or like this want for everyone to win.
Yeah.
That but like there's only so many resources that can make them win, you know.
Yeah, you're right, and I think he's really succeeding. Like, all these parties, I can see why they want to win. With the Rock Humans, it's greed, and also like Rock Humans are their own race, kind of, so they have all these internal politics that we may or may not get into as well. So this fruit might be like their way to cement themselves in society as opposed to just getting withered away as rock people. Then Joskin and Yasuo got their reasons. Jobin has his reasons, which conflict with Norosuke's. So just a lot of arrows being pointed in a lot of directions. Kato's out there somewhere in the shadows.
Like it's just, especially with Jobin, like for Jobin and Josuke, it's like neither one of them are really at fault when it comes to what's happening to them.
Yeah.
They are trying to resolve something that is out of their hands with as best they possibly can.
Yeah, that's true. Which makes
Um,
them, I think, great villains and antagonists. Now,
yeah,
speaking of good foil antagonists for Josuke,
yeah,
so boy,
man,
boy, man, you get this iconic fucking Toru dancing a crazy train, and then the wonder of you, and
yeah.
he's just out here, iPod commercial vibing.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, like Yasuo is just hating life, and you know what? The framing here of her crawling to the garage right now. Yeah, they're
Uh-huh.
definitely about to meet next chapter.
Hmm.
Ooh, that's gonna be good. Um,
So was Crazy Train what the stand was originally called, or
no. Crazy Train has not been referenced at all.
okay?
However, the
So
Wonder of You was the previous arc's retroactive name, I think.
yeah,
Uh I think the Wonder of You is the head doctor Stan.
whatever this stand is, yeah,
Yeah. The Calamity Stand
yeah,
is the Wonder of You. And I think Crazy Train might be Toru's what we presume is an illusion stand.
uh-huh,
Um but the idea of a of a stand user listening to his song while he
hmm,
uses a stand, I told you, like, it just feels dirty. It feels like Toru has become fourth wall breaking. He's like, I know I'm in JoJo's, motherfucker.
I know what I'm doing.
I have power because I know. It
The
just feels
first
wrong.
time since part one, someone is actually able to reference the thing that's being referenced.
When did that happen in part one?
Like since I mean, just in general, the first time in Jojolion or
Yeah.
JoJo's.
I mean, Prince has been brought up a couple of times, and there's a lot of Prince stand names, and
Hmm.
Beatles have been brought up, but they're never like, hey, your stand is White Album, like the Beatle album.
Yeah, Josuke doesn't go like, man, I love Prince,
Yeah,
or not Prince, but I love Crazy Diamond.
yeah. Now, Josuke does look like Prince.
Yeah,
So, we go to this courier guy. We finally get back to this plot line.
yeah.
He's delivering some evidence to this reporter guy that's gonna go meet with Satoru. I don't know how Josuke knew that this reporter was meeting him. Probably some internet research, but like it might have been explicitly shown to us earlier.
Mhm. Can we just talk about the fact that this man has somehow stolen away from Joshua the worst haircut in the history of JoJo?
Well, if it wasn't for the goddamn ponytails, this would be one of the more looking JoJo characters of all time. Like even with the acne, like he would have just looked very normal and nice, but the goddamn ponytails. Wow, this man. Okay, this panel here with the head doctor in the corner freaked me out. that is
Yeah.
that is some creepy Blair Witch shit.
Hmm.
He gets approached. He turns around. He's like, "Oh, I live." Um, so he starts showing all this evidence to the head doctor, trying to get him like pressured into the scoop. Like you get the sense that he was here to interview him about something else, and then this got dropped literally on his lap, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna use this to pressure you and get even more information."
Hmm.
Um, and he's got some shards of the Rokakakakas, which Josuke broke. He's got evidence of Holly Joestar Kira.
Hmm.
Um, and then the head doctor eventually goes into his villain speech, his copy pasta. I
Hmm.
see, so you are pursuing me. I understand. And then he just goes to town on
Yeah.
he pretty much, man, this panel here in the bottom right with the blank eyes looks very creepy.
Hmm. I thought when he was telling him to open the jar that he was trying to cause a calamity.
Yeah, but I actually like what he surmised instead. It's like, okay, you knew it was a fruit because you probably opened the jar, right?
Yeah.
And maybe even you tested it or incorrectly ingested some of it. Now, as I recall, the thing with a Rokakakaka is you need to consume 2/3 of it, with doctor supervision, even in order
Yeah.
to get like the best benefits from it. So I feel like what happens to this dude is a mix of incorrectly ingesting the Rokakakaka and also calamity bullshit.
Hmm.
I also like how during the conversation he looks a little younger and younger each page, but
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
this not younger, but his acne goes away.
it gets a clearer and clearer face.
Yeah. And then like this guy just fucking gets it.
He dies.
Let's talk about Josuke real quick.
Yeah.
And how Josuke is very irresponsible when it comes to sending people to their goddamn deaths.
Uh-huh.
Like we don't know what happened to that cop earlier. Like there was a scene where he was in the hospital
man.
bed and the cop was like falling on him.
Yeah.
But this guy's dead, Josuke.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say if he would have died if he didn't ingest the Jokakaka. So it's like Josuke didn't send this guy to die, but there was a very high chance he would die, and he
Yeah.
did die. So nice going, big hero.
I was thinking about that today. Man, the body horror in this chapter is crazy.
That's one of the creepiest deaths in JoJo's.
This guy's like this. What's crazy about this is that this is this guy's spine turning into stone and breaking,
Yeah.
which is.
I want to remind everyone of the fact that Doctor
Akefu Satoru.
No, God, what is his name? The funny one with the rocks.
Oh, Tomoki.
Yeah, Dr. Tomoki was so successful because he was able to use little rock shards to pinch your nerve and make sure that the
Yeah.
Jokakaka didn't reach like above your brainstem.
Yeah.
So the fact that that's exactly what's killing him, I think, is a nice touch, and it makes it seem like a Rocky remembers, which is a spooky thought. But yeah, Josuke, what an asshole. I mean, this guy also immediately went to blackmail, but Jesus Christ, you set him up for it. Reminds me of the shovel, that legendary shovel. But this speed walking with Rai and the head doctor is simultaneously very intense and very funny to me.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been trying to find this motherfucker. Oh my god, he's right there. Don't look. Keep walking. Don't look. If you look for too long, you start pursuing him. But this idea of like everyone uniting is I'm very excited. This was a really fun chapter. And I'm very interested to see all these pieces finally come together. How many chapters do you think we got left? We're usually pretty bad at this.
Of this arc, or
I
of
still
Jojolion?
I still think this is the penultimate arc.
Yeah.
And I think we have, of this arc. What are we looking at, Joe?
I think like 12 more chapters.
12 of this
Yeah.
arc?
Yeah. Oh, in this arc.
Jesus.
I think like 3 or 4.
3 or 4. There's 2 sides of this story, and Araki could do them both next chapter. I'm gonna say 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna say next chapter is mostly Rai and then Josuke at the end, and then it will set up some stuff with Yasuo and Toru that will wrap up next chapter, and then we'll get to like the.
I think next chapter. We keep saying this every single month, but next chapter is going to be the point where the head doctor explains what's going on.
Yeah.
Or Toru does to Yasuo, because he's like, "Oh, you're about to die anyway, so I might as well tell you what's happening."
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll clear everything up for sure. Which, I mean, brings us to this point, right? First of all, Josuke vibing. Blood in his hands, but he don't give a shit. Toru also vibing. So this was weird. He's singing, and then all of a sudden he's like, it's Higashikata Josuke. Interesting. He's not pursuing, he's inviting. And we get the timer. We're currently at 2 hours, 11 minutes. That's really interesting wording. And also interesting the fact that what we saw, I'm almost confident, was the real head doctor, the guy who was staring into the corner and is currently pursuing Josuke and Rai. But Toru immediately knows what he saw. And you cut to his eyes there. So there's the big theory right now. And the theory on the head doctor has changed month to month. Trust me, I've been looking at this. But the working theory changes every month. And, so far, even though it changes, nothing seems too crazy. Araki's kept this pretty solid so far, minus, give one or take one, Duh. Give or take one or two things. But the working theory that I see right now is that it's two bodies with one soul and they swap. I don't.
Yeah,
What's weird about that though is that if it's like if it's one soul, then the head doctor would have stopped walking like in the middle of the street.
yeah,
If that's how they're doing it, which is almost the implication because of how he was like booted down almost by the corner, and
hmm
how sometimes we cut back to Toru and his eyes are kind of glazed over. I noticed that a couple chapters ago, so maybe that could be foreshadowing of that. It just feels weird that if they're both moving at the same time and one of them is dancing, like
hmm
I don't know. It could also be that they have a telepathic link. And this link could be made with Toru's stand. Like I imagine Toru's stand is it like attacks or uses the head doctor's image and then maybe makes a link between the two where he can see what the real head doctor's doing and then his stand is taking its image. Something to
Right.
do with Toru's stand is how they're able to talk. That's my current guess.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. Shit's getting crazy.
Shit, I mean, shit's been getting crazy for damn near a year, if not more.
Yeah, it's. Oh man, it's a
But
crazy train.
it is a crazy train.
I still like the idea of my own personal words. Like Toru is able to proc the head doctor's stand remotely because he creates that image of the head doctor, so people think about pursuing him.
Yeah, I think that's the most popular. Like, that's still what I think. What's
Yeah.
happening? But also,
Um,
like their communication.
yeah, that's a communication thing. I'm like, I have no idea what's
Yeah.
happening now.
The one soul thing just doesn't quite. It makes sense if they're not turning on and off like that because they're both actively moving as far as we can tell. But they still share a soul somehow, and this could have happened when the first earthquakes happened because that's actually around the time that
Yeah.
Toru disappeared. I think someone mentioned like
Yeah,
timeline
yeah.
wise, that's when Toru left Yasuo.
Mhm.
Which maybe he was buried with the head doctor or something, and now they're like kind of linked and have to work together or something.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're gonna find out next month,
Yeah. Very
which
excited.
is what a bummer that we have to wait another month, but what a
But man, if
what
we
a
keep
blessing that we don't have to wait 2 months. We'll just say
Yeah.
that.
it's true. Uh, God, this is a great chapter, I think.
Yeah,
But
it was very exciting and blood pumping and watching
Mhm.
all the pieces come together.
it just makes me really wanting like more and more of like Jojolion. I just want it to be animated so everything kind of like comes together more. Uh, so you can see everything happen.
I guess
Uh,
so. Yeah.
Uh, but like, and also the coloring, because like the coloring in like Steel Ball Run and this have been fantastic.
Yeah,
Uh,
the colored volumes have been so good for Jojolion.
I right now like we've established now that Toru is an antagonizing foe. He isn't like this. Maybe he's like this neutral force that's just gonna be antagonizing Josuke for Yasuo. But now it's like, no. You're involved with this, you little shit.
Which is not surprising, but you know, we
Yeah,
didn't have confirmation yet.
yeah. Because he could have showed up, grabbed Yasuo, and left, and then everyone would have been like, "What the fuck?" Um, but yeah, this is man. It kind of sucks too because he's right there watching her die.
Yeah. So I guess like he doesn't. I thought he genuinely loved her, but it
Mhm.
seems like he was using her. Just a bummer. I can't wait for you to get Aura to death.
So
Josuke will do it.
Yeah.
Don't tempt that motherfucker.
he killed an innocent reporter.
He will kill you. He's killed people for less.
God, there's a thinking back to it now, like Toru like showing the head doctor's picture is kind of more interesting.
Yeah. He pointed out the head doctor was back and then also actively shows his picture to Yasuo.
Yeah,
I think it's the first time we see his face is him showing it's like, oh yeah, here's the face.
yeah. Here he is.
Yeah.
He's a man.
Baiting her more, maybe. Deeper and
Mhm.
deeper. To his
conjuring, or maybe conjuring that image in that person's brain.
Yeah.
Because so like yeah, he has to be able to like if he can like take an image that you see or know of and make it appear in front of you, kind of thing, and that makes the head doctor's thing target because Jobin has no idea what the head doctor looks like, so that's why he can't see it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Josuke and Rai always see his back, which they have seen in real life, or well, it's been shown to them in some capacity.
Yeah. So it's
yeah.
I'm just excited for next month.
I'm excited, and also like if this is how the penultimate arc is shaping up, which has been my running theory, like I really feel like Araki's gonna deliver super hard on that actual final arc with all the Higashikatas at play. Like the Mad Lad is actually gonna do it. He's already exceeding all my expectations, but he might like meet my future ones and also exceed them once again. So, Jojolion, man, it's very unlikely that it won't end as my favorite part at this rate.
Damn.
It had to be something like, oh yeah, Jobin actually died, and this is the final fight.
The end.
And it's not like exciting in the end. Also, none of these cool character moments we set up with Joshu go anywhere. Like it had to drop a lot of threads, which is always viable. Araki's Araki.
I feel like what will happen. I feel like so counter theory. We have 2 more arcs after this one.
Okay.
Or 2 more fights at least. Where like this arc ends with the head doctor and Toru kind of being defeated.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jobin and Josuke face off.
For the
Jokakaka. But then like also kind of like the future of the family kind of deal.
Yeah.
And then there's another standoff between Josuke and Joshu, and like it doesn't have to be like a long fight. It could just be like a conversation that's had or taken place about like I don't know, just their relationship and Yasuo and all of that, because I feel like that's like that would come full circle if that's the final kind of conflict at the end there, where Joshu feels like upset and angry about everything that's happened to his family.
Maybe. I think Joshu and Jobin and Josuke are going to be intertwined there at the end. I think Araki will try to tie them all together in that final arc.
They're all named Joe. What if the ending of it was like, you're all Joe, you can't fight? It's like, God damn it.
They are all JoJos because, they have the same nomenclature for JoJos. No, that's not how it worked. I think Josuke is JoJo because the Suke is also Joe, I think.
Yeah, he also said as Joe, I think.
Yeah, okay, never mind. We got one JoJo.
But the purpose is they have that Joe in there, so there is a reason for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you don't go 8 parts over the course of like, 20, 30 years, and then suddenly introduce multiple people with the same sounding like
first name.
Yeah.
It's true. That's a good point. You got anything else about this chapter, Joe, and any other predictions?
Is that his hair or a hat? I think I've asked this question before.
It's whatever you need it to be.
Baby.
Is fucking weather reports hair or a hat? Like you're getting to some deep questions here that are very difficult to answer.
Did you notice on Rai's outfit that he has little pea pods on it?
Yes, it's like the most pronounced part of his outfit.
I didn't realize until now. Oh my god! I keep going back to that panel of the guy's neck snapping in half and terrifying.
Get spooked, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On that note, let's wrap it up. Thank you for joining us. I look forward to seeing you all next month. Hopefully, this one's not a pain to edit. I'm learning. We'll see. If it is, Joe's gonna edit instead.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. Also, there's another Jojolion podcast I found out last month.
Cool.
They seem really good. Also, they put in the effort to show the panels, so the least we could do, Yeah. But shouts out to those guys. Anyone talking Jojolion's a friend of mine. A nakama. All right, Catch y'all next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.